Previously on Breaking Bad.
Who's Jesse Pinkman?
Yo, 148, 3 to the 3 to the 6 to the 9, representing the ABQ. What up?
Flip a coin.
After a tense flip, it's decided that Jesse will dispose of the body while Walter will kill Crazy 8.
You didn't do it?
Not yet. He sells me pot. It's for you to climb down out of my ass.
He eventually goes down to the basement with a plastic bag and finding Crazy 8 awake.
You see, hydrofluoric acid won't eat through plastic. It will, however, dissolve metal.
Breaking Bad Season 1 Episode 7, a no rough stuff type deal.
Yo, it's appointment only.
How you feeling?
Jesse has recovered enough to go home from the hospital, and Walt comes over to give him his cut and inform him of the deal he has made with Tuco.
It's all yours. You've earned it.
You got this money from Tuco.
Yeah.
Jesse is amused to see that Walt is now bald, and doesn't believe at first that he has actually made a deal with Tuco. When he realizes that Walt is telling the truth, he gets angry, both because Walt has made a deal with the guy who beat him senseless, and because Walt has promised to deliver Tuco 2 pounds of meth.
We made a deal.
Why would you make a deal with that scumbag? You see what he did to me?
He explains to Walt their supply line of pseudo is stretched too thin to produce that much meth.
Don't talk to me about ours. What about pseudo, man? How are we gonna get that?
Here we are.
Walt and Skyler go to a meeting with Walt's oncologist. Skyler says that Walt has been acting more healthy and asks if alternative therapy could help him. The doctor says it's fine as long as it doesn't interfere with his treatments.
As long as it doesn't interfere with that treatment.
Let me guess, you picked this place?
What's wrong with it? It's...
Jesse and Walt meet with Tuco and his mooks in a junkyard. Tuco is extremely disappointed when Walt and Jesse can only provide him with a half pound of meth and blames it on production problems.
That's it? That's all you got?
We had some production problems.
But Walt requests a loan from Tuco so he can buy the materials to produce a total of 4 pounds, calling it a capital investment.
Consider it a capital investment.
With this, Walt convinces Tuco to give him the money. But Tuco makes sure to warn him that owing money to a guy like him is a bad idea.
Owing me money? That's bad.
4 pounds. 4 pounds.
Back at Jesse's, Jesse asks Walt how the hell they are going to get enough pseudo to make 4 pounds of meth. But Walt has a plan and tells Jesse that there is another way.
So you do have a plan? Yeah, Mr. White!
He hands him a list of chemicals and asks him to gather the stuff. Jesse protests that he can't even pronounce half this shit, but Walt encourages him to believe in himself, and he takes on the mission.
These things, we need them. And only you can get them for us.
Welcome to your baby shower, Esmeralda!
Walt and Skyler throw a baby shower, and Marie brings an extremely expensive gift, a baby tiara in white gold, a bit to Skyler's discomfort.
It's a tiara. Yeah! Oh!
Nice party.
That night, Skyler thinks about returning the tiara, but Walt switches the subject to alternative medicine and talks about going to a Navajo sweat lodge for the weekend, so he has an excuse to cook with Jesse.
On Friday, coming back Sunday, I mean, you're okay with that?
Well, of course I'm okay with that.
70 millimeter tube furnace. Excellent. This is excellent. Very good work.
Walt meets up with Jesse, who is happy to announce that he got all the supplies Walt asked him for, except for the methylamine, which turns out to be the key ingredient for Walt's new recipe.
Methylamine. Where's the methylamine?
I don't see the methylamine.
Jesse had found some professionals who were willing to steal it from a secure warehouse, but their price was too steep.
That's why these dudes are charging so much.
Walt, however, devises a plan for himself and Jesse to steal it themselves by breaking the lock with thermite, produced with aluminum powder extracted from Etch-a-Sketch toys.
So why don't we just steal it ourselves?
I'd like to return this.
It's very nice, but yes.
Skyler attempts to return the tiara to the jewel store and is almost arrested, as a woman matching her general description stole the tiara some days ago.
Whoa, excuse me?
Ma'am, this item is stolen, as I'm sure you know.
But she manages to get away by pretending to go into labor. She realizes that Marie must be the one who stole it.
My God, oh no. I'm going into labor. Yes, I. Oh!
What the hell are you doing opening the door?
How are you gonna take this thing out? Come on.
That night, Jesse and Walt sneak into the warehouse area, where they, in a stroke of luck, manage to trap the guard inside a porta potty. Walt's plan with using thermite on the lock goes off without a hitch, and he and Jesse manage to get away with a whole barrel of methylamine.
Come on, let me try it.
How is it going to be any different?
Can I just try it?
Fine, go ahead. Go ahead.
But the next day, the RV won't work, so they start producing in Jesse's basement.
Okay. You're a real estate agent. When is she supposed to come back?
The problem is that Jesse has had a real estate agent to arrange an open house that day, and he can't get a hold of her to cancel it. Walt tells him to keep the people who have shown up away from the basement.
Just keep them out of here. Do you understand? I don't.
Jesse, after futilely trying for some time to keep the people from the basement door, announces the house isn't for sale anymore.
All you all, house is not for sale! Get the hell out!
You know you can't duck me forever.
Skylar tries to confront Marie about her theft of the tiara, but Marie denies any knowledge and refuses to apologize.
No idea what the hell you're even talking about.
Walt and Skylar come home, and Skylar, outraged, tells him that Marie stole something and denied it when confronted. Walt tells her that people sometimes do things for their families. Skylar asks him if that justifies stealing, and Walt asks her what if it was him who did something criminal, if she would then divorce him and turn him into the police. Both playful and serious, she replies, "You don't want to find out."
Turn me into the police?
You don't want to find out.
Walt and Jesse meet with Tuco again and present the 4 pounds of meth as promised. Tuco is curious to know why the meth is blue, and Walt explains that they used a different process.
This is blue.
We used a different chemical process, but it is every bit as pure.
But Tuco concludes that he is happy with the result regardless of the color, and tells Walt that he will gladly keep paying him as long as he keeps bringing him meth.
Tight, yeah! Blue, yellow, pink. Whatever, man, just keep bringing me that.
The deal seems to be over, but one of Tuco's henchmen, No-Dose, decides to warn Walt and Jesse against crossing Tuco.
Just remember who you're working for.
Tuco is furious that an underling would presume to speak on his behalf and beats the poor guy to a pulp in a fit of rage.
Heisenberg says, relax. I'm relaxed.
As Tuco walks laughing away, Walt and Jesse looks on in shock at what just happened, realizing that they're in pretty deep.
Okay, Heisenberg! Next week.
Who's gonna save my soul now?
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and smash the bell button. Write in the comments section what kind of movie you would like to see next.